Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about Chainlink. We're going to be doing a price update and I'm going to be walking you through a bullish signal, a rare bullish signal that is currently flashing and will affect not just Chainlink but the broader altcoin market. Let's dive in. So before we get into the video, if you haven't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and clicking that notification bell. I've been trading these markets for a number of years now, guys, and I'm giving you these videos for free so that you can learn from my mistakes and help make you money. So let's dive in. So starting out with Chainlink. So in fact, we're going to start out with the bullish signal that I want to walk you through because this has now triggered and does not happen very often, guys. So here's what we've got here, right? So the chart we're looking at here is the others charts. This is the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10, and we're on the 2-week time frame. And what you can see here, guys, is that on the 2-week time frame, when we overlay it with our EMA band here in the 2-week time frame, we can see that we have recently had a confirmed close above this EMA band on the others chart. Now what did this mean? Well, let's have a look here, because in the past this has been an extremely good signal for buying altcoins. So let's have a look in history and see what has happened. So let's go all the way back to 2016, and you could see in January 2016 we had our first close above, and from there that led us to a huge rally that took us into the famous 2017 bull market, okay? And obviously that ended with the close back below. In 2019 here we had a close above, which ultimately was a failed breakout, but you could have exited basically at virtually no loss when we closed back below here. So this was a false signal. Then again, just before the pandemic, we had another close above, which unfortunately again was a false signal, but you could say that was triggered by the pandemic. But either way, it's in the charts, so we have to accept it. However, straight after that, you got a close back above. This is in April 2020. And from there, we went on the fantastic 2020-2021 bull run, which again ended with the close below the EMA band again in early 2022. So you can see the effect this has from those prior cycles. We'll go through a more recent one, which is in 2023. We had the close above here. I'm sure you all remember this one. We got that rally into early 2024. I'll show you another example here. The latest one was just before the bottom in November 2024. You can see it triggered here in October, but ultimately after a brief pullback it ended up pulling in this major high. So you've just seen the value of this signal. Now let's see what it looks like when we actually overlay Chainlink here. So if I just add Chainlink to my chart, so what happens then when we see others close above here? Well, let's have a look at that, right? So let's go with the latest signal here, which was in October 2024. You can see we've had the close above here in the 2-week time frame on others, and Chainlink, which is this purple line here, exploded. Before that, we had the close above, Chainlink exploded. Before that, I have to go back quite a while, in April 2020, had the close above and Chainlink exploded. And then the prior times before that, we had the fake out here, which ultimately did not pan out, and then again we had another fake out in 2019. But you get the picture, guys. For the most part, this is a very powerful signal and one that is not to be taken lightly. So I have been avoiding altcoins for a good few months now, just because of the downward trend. But when we're seeing signals like this in the market, guys, you have to pay attention. It forces you to pay attention. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into the actual Chainlink. But again, I want to put emphasis, guys, this is a very powerful signal and a very rare signal. It's only happened a handful of times in history, and this has now confirmed, which is making me flip my bias on altcoins bullish for the coming months. Now moving on to Chainlink itself, and we're going to look here firstly at the price action. So this is our price action chart, and basically we've been stuck in basically this range for a long time. Basically the majority of Chainlink's history has been spent in this range, and we have recently, in the last couple of months, we have went right back down to the range low, and we've seen this bullish monthly candle here with this long wick to the downside, confirming support at this monthly pivot point of around $10, and we have since bounced from there. If we go down then to the 2 week time frame, again it's a similar sort of picture here. Basically on the monthly and the 2 weeks the same thing. We're looking at that long wick to the downside. We're not going to go any less than the weekly here, but again the weekly is pretty much showing the same thing. We've seen this bounce at this key level, which is what you would sort of expect. And apart from that, I don't see any bearish candles forming here on the weekly, 2 week or monthly. So far, no wicks to the upside, so we're still looking good. We're not going to go any smaller. We're not going to go on to the daily here on the price action, because altcoins I'm finding are not that good for analysing on the daily. I prefer the weekly, 2 week and monthly. So now we're looking at our RSI chart here, and we'll go out we'll zoom right into our RSI here so you can actually see what we're talking about. So our RSI here, so again similarly matching up with the price action, the RSI had recently pulled back right to this key area of support here on the RSI, and basically most times, not every time, but most times that we've went into this zone, which is about 38, we have seen a bounce in the RSI and subsequently a bounce in Chainlink as well. And we'll just show you what this means in terms of the price action. So you can see most times when we reach this level, we do see some reaction, whether it's a sustained bounce or a short-term bounce. We have generally bounced at this level, and Chainlink is still conforming to that as recently as March 2025. Okay, and if we look then on the one last thing on the weekly actually, guys, is that we are currently battling to hold this midline here, which we do sort of need to hold. We don't really want to see the weekly candle actually close back below here, because basically if we look to the left here, when the RSI is above this white line, the midline here, we're generally in a bullish trend. When it's below, we're generally in sort of more bearish time. So we've recently closed above this midline here, which is good, but we want to stay there. So that's the big question, is whether or not we're going to stay there. But for the moment, this candle is not closed. We've still got a few more days left, so we will see what happens. I'm just going to go to the 3-day time frame as well before we actually move on to another chart. And again, with the RSI here, we can see it's actually marrying up with the price action in terms, whereas the RSI is making higher highs and higher lows and above our white midline here, and the price is doing the same thing. So we've got higher highs and higher lows. So the RSI and the price is matching. There's no divergence, but there's also, there's no warning signals on the RSI on those smaller time frames like the 3-day. And the only warning is on the weekly, whereas you're trying to break back down here, we want it to actually hold there. But I will keep you updated on what actually unfolds. The next chart then is our EMA band chart. So this is, obviously I touched briefly on this earlier on the others chart, but this is on the Chainlink itself chart. And we can actually see here, matching up with the others chart, we have now seen a confirmed close above the EMA band on the 2-week time frame, which is incredibly bullish. It is very good news. Excuse me. So yeah, this is very good news. You've seen this close above the EMA band here. And if we look back in history, the last few times this has happened, we look back here in November 2024, got the close above and off we went. In October 2023, we got the close above and off we went. If we look prior to that, July 2021, got the close above, off we went. If we go even further than that, back into 2019, got the close above and off indeed we went. So this signal has now confirmed, guys, that there's no question about it. This signal is confirmed. It's black and white, and the charts are saying that Chainlink is now a strong buy. So that's just not my opinion. I've just shown you the charts, and basically the charts don't lie. Stick this EMA band chart on your trading view as well, and you will see this chart. And basically, I can't really argue with this. It looks bullish. Obviously, it's never a guaranteed, but every other time in history, this has led to a sustained rally in Chainlink. The only thing that isn't that bullish in Chainlink is the Bitcoin pair, which is still not flipped bullish. And basically, I know a lot of you guys don't care about the Bitcoin pair, but it does matter because it shows you when you're better to be holding Chainlink or Bitcoin. And throughout this cycle, for the most part, you have been better holding Bitcoin. So what we're looking for here, guys, on the weekly time frame, we're looking for Chainlink to try and start breaking above this EMA band on either the weekly or at least the 3-day, but we're still not there just yet on the Bitcoin pair. But the USD pair is looking very bullish. So my overall rating here on Chainlink is actually a strong buy. So I would recommend a buy on Chainlink right now. Your invalidation here would be on the, if I just go into the USD chart, our invalidation here, so if you were to buy this here today at current prices of $15, your invalidation here will be just about $13. So what you're looking for here is on the 3-day time frame, you're looking for a candle close below that EMA band That's your invalidation, the point at which I'm wrong. But if I'm not wrong, then I do expect actually a rally up to some of these higher targets and potentially beyond. So let me know in the comments what you think about Chainlink. Do you hold it as a part of your portfolio, or are you thinking about it? So I'm going to leave this here, and if you did enjoy the video, please do consider, guys, hitting that subscribe button and clicking that notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one. Speak soon.